Hey, it's Dre with BraceYourself.Podcast. I just wanted to come on here and congratulate everybody because this is our 1 month anniversary. I won't be doing this every month, so I will probably just do it like once today. And then our 3 month, our 6 month, and our 1 year anniversary. And then we'll go further on if we decide to go further on. Hopefully this project will last longer than a year. Hopefully it'll last longer than 3 months. Let's just say that. I have been wanting to thank everyone who has participated in our podcast as being guests, as being on our tech team, as being behind the scenes help. I won't name everybody by name because they all know who they are, and some of them might already have been guests, and I don't want to out them. So with the podcast that they may have been, guests on. So anyhow, I just wanted to let everyone know I really, really appreciate all of the views that we've gotten on YouTube, all of the views that we've gotten on Brace Yourself, TikTok, and Instagram. I really appreciate the attention that everybody's been giving those accounts as we keep growing. Currently, right now, I have hopefully a very long list, but hopefully at least 4 months of content. So just be patient with me. I will get to your name and we will get it to where you are a guest on the podcast. But I just wanted to let you understand that one is that sometimes our podcast can be heavy content. So sometimes I can't necessarily make light of the situation because I try to be sensitive with our guests and I try to be sensitive with the subject matter. So a lot of times I find myself being a little bit more serious as opposed to the persona that you might see if you follow me on TikTok or Instagram. There I'm a little bit more loosey-goosey. I'm not as robotronic as you might see me on the podcast. Sorry about that. But so and I critiqued myself, and I think that we're all our own worst critics. So if you fall asleep during the podcast, I will not be offended. Because I have been told that some of the subject matter is quite deep. It is pretty heavy, and it's not going to stop. I have a few guests that will be coming up in the next 2 to 3 episodes, or even possibly 4 episodes, because one may be a 2 segment. So those subject matters will be pretty heavy. So brace yourself to listen to those. They will be very extremely interesting subject matters. However, I have this disclaimer. However, I would prefer if you have anyone under the age of 18 watching, I would encourage an adult over 18 to watch with them. I don't want to trigger anybody. I don't want any person under the age of 18 to be influenced or to be triggered or to in any way, shape, or form follow the podcast as a guideline. I am just trying to create a community of adults, generally 21 and over, to help each other find ways to use coping skills that maybe you haven't tried before or you've forgotten about, and see that you are not alone in your situation. because there are so many people suffering from mental health issues, chronic illnesses, special needs, life challenges, divorce, grief, painful memories, abuse, anything like that. So I just don't want to trigger anyone who's under the age of 18. So I try and I hope that this doesn't reach that audience. However, it's the internet. I have no control over it. So that's why I put this disclaimer up that if you are in crisis, you can reach out to the mental health crisis at 988. If you are indeed in serious crisis, please contact 911 for medical or mental health assistance right away. But as far as the podcast is concerned, I am just so grateful to have this opportunity to carry this project, because I went through my entire life in and out of therapy. Not my entire life, but probably I started going to therapy probably at the age of 17. But I started going to therapy on and off until this current day. So with that in mind, I understand the sensitivity of life issues, and there have been things that I have gone through that I never actually discussed in therapy, because of either I didn't feel comfortable with the therapist, I didn't feel that it was appropriate to bring up, I didn't feel the appropriateness connection with my therapist. So I want this to be a safe space for you. I know it's on the internet. I know it's on YouTube, and it's going to be up there unless I take it down somehow, some way. But sometimes talking to a friend, or even if you don't know me as a friend, but are trying to get to know me, and if you appear on the podcast, perhaps you might feel more comfortable, more at ease to speak to me about your issue. And the fact that I give you questions ahead of time before coming onto the podcast, I really appreciate the people who are become guests, because I give them a set of questions to kind of think over, ponder about them deeply, so that they can really connect with their feelings and really try to bring their emotions and their feelings to the podcast, so that when others view it and may be suffering in silence, can say, hey, there's someone that's suffering just like I am, and I'm interested in that, and I'm interested in their answers and their suggestions and their comments. Perhaps maybe I could add something to that. And if you're in that spot, you can reach out to BraceYourself.Podcast on YouTube, by commenting on any of the videos that you may see. You can email us at braceyourmentalhealth@gmail.com. You can reach us by DM on TikTok, or leave a comment on one of the posts that we have there, as well as Instagram. You can DM us on Instagram or comment on any of the posts on Instagram, and we will connect with you and find a way to communicate with you, and then we go forward with the criteria that needs to be met for the podcast. A couple of things about that while we're on that subject is the criteria needs to be, one is you cannot be under any substance that will alter your mind or your appearance or your speech or your behavioral manner. So basically you have to be sober in order to be on the podcast. Now, I understand a lot of people are prescribed medications from their physicians that need to take it every single day. I completely understand that, and that's completely acceptable. What I'm talking about is substances that are not necessarily prescribed. Or things that might alter your mind to a different state where you're not completely honest with your emotions or your feelings. The other criteria is we do not discuss politics at all. And when I mean at all, I mean I don't want to hear who you voted for, who you did not vote for, where your stance is on political issues, or anything like that. That has nothing to do with the point of the podcast and what we're trying to achieve here. The last one is religion. We don't want to discuss religion on the points of debating religion, debating on which religion is better, or which religion is correct, or which one you should follow, or which one you should try. Anything like that, we will not be discussing. Like I said, it's a safe space. However, there is a little subcategory to the religion, and it's very tiny. So if your faith has helped you through your life challenge, you're more than welcome to talk about that. If it's something that you've prayed about, or you've talked to your creator, you've prayed to your creator, or something to deal with your faith that has helped you personally, you can discuss it, just not in a very specific way. Meaning, well, I belong to this church and they teach this, and so I believe in that, and that's where I need to put all of my focus on. So I just don't want to get into religious debates, because for one, religion ought not to be debated. Because I believe that any spiritual background that you're involved with will help you in a positive way. So whatever it is that you believe, whatever faith you belong to, it's perfectly fine. We all have our choices. We all have our agency to do what we want with our lives. Like I said, this community is to build strength, to build support, and to build connection with people who don't have it. And no life challenge is too small or too great for us to discuss. The podcast generally lasts about 30 minutes. So if you decide that your issue isn't quite complete in that 30 minutes, you're more than welcome to come back for a second or even a third segment, however many segments you may need. However, you might not be we might not have you in the exact sequence, but I will try to post them in sequence for you. So other than that, I just wanted to thank everybody for all of the support online and in person, everybody who knows me personally, everybody who knows me online, or any of our new followers. I just want to thank, I am so grateful and want to thank all of you for making this possible for me, because this also helps me with my mental health, with my connection with people, with learning how to communicate better with individuals who may or may not have the same issues that I have. And it's broadened my understanding and my empathy and my sympathy for others. So with all that said, I hope that you reach out to be a guest if you'd like to be. And if not, continue to view, continue to comment, continue to share, continue to love one another. Be sure you try happy. Try to write down something that you're grateful for every single day, even if it's just one thing, however small. A pillow, your bed, your pet, your hair, your best feature, whatever it is that you're grateful for, write it on a little piece of paper, put it in your pocket if you have one. If not, take it out whenever you feel down, and read that comment to yourself. And that will bring you a sense of center, and it will bring you a sense of gratitude. And that's what we need in the world today. Gratitude, appreciation, love, and connection. So until then, that's going to be a wrap. And thanks for joining BraceYourself.Podcast with Dre.